All right, so I'm excited because we made it through season 1 and we didn't get fired. So we all, deserve a hand clap for that one. Owens Justice, if y'all remember that stupid dance. But all right, episode 10, we just might get fired. This generation of kids is like. This is a open-ended metaphor because I think this generation of kid is really, y'all seen them Nike t-shirts that say lazy but talented? That is this group of kids this year. I met some super talented kids this year. They are like they really could do something if they wanted to, but they too lazy to care. So I was like, man, like that should have been on a shirt, like for this group, and just had the Nike check on there, lazy but talented at such and such middle school. Like that would have definitely been it because, and I'll give you an example of this. So I had this one girl, she at our school, she was, up there. If she would have been at a different campus, I can't say what would have been her outcome, but she had the opportunity to score really high, on a couple of my tests and exams. And I was like, hey, how come your score's not matching your classwork? Like, you killing the classwork. Why is your DOL and things just... And she was like, well, I don't know. What you mean you don't know? What is this? I don't know. Mister, I think I'm finna drop out of school. What? Why? I don't know. It's boring. I don't think. And it's just that was her complete demeanor. Like from that conversation on, just lazy, but talented. Like, I don't think, of course, she's 12, 13 years old. So she definitely don't understand the opportunity in front of her. But as I tried my best to get her to see, like, you could do this in life, right? Yeah, that didn't work. So we got to figure something out. Because on the other hand, when I think about this generation of kids, it's like, one thing that kind of motivated me is I always wonder, like, which one of these kids is going to be the one to hold the knife over me when I get up there. And so that kind of, he say none. So that kind of, put me in the mind frame to make sure I give these kids, whatever I have to every day, right? Because when that kid holds that knife over me to cut me open for whatever surgery, I want to know, hey, I was your teacher back when, and they can remind me if they remember me or whatever. But that's me doing my part. This lazy but talented, man, I need it.
Thank you for clarifying the knife, because I was like, knife?
I saw it on your face. Like, she looked around like anybody here got an answer what he talking about? No.
When the student is robbing me, I want them to know that it's me.
First 48 is real.
Nah, not that way. Not that kind of knife. I'm talking about that scalpel.
Lazy but talented is good, but I think it's also misguided intelligence.
Ooh.
Misguided intelligence. Yes, sir.
Say that again. Sir. That's the word of the day. Word of the day is what, Miss McMillan?
Misguided intelligence.
Boom, you got it here first. That's
how I describe this generation of kids, man. They can do so many things, and they have so many opportunities in front of them. They have all the knowledge in the world in the palm of their hands. They got everything they need. They can find out how to do anything that they want to do, and they can do it well. But they choose to put it in the wrong direction. They don't put it towards what can make them better and what can help them move forward. They put it towards things that's unnecessary, things that you don't need.
So is that kid or parent though, or teacher? Who is that on?
It could be a mix, but I don't think the parents live for you. I think you live for you, right? I'm all about personal responsibility. That's all I'm about. Now, it's up to the parent to teach that, all right, and it's up for the teachers to mold that. But I think it got to be on the kids though. Corey, you're a living example of that, right? It got to be on the kids.
Without a doubt.
It got to be on the kids. So misguided intelligence, man. It's hard to learn dances. It's not easy. You got to do repetition. You got to do everything. All right. And maybe this is not that much different from us, but because I feel like they have access to more information into everything, I feel like that is just...
It's at their fingertips. Like all of the knowledge is right there.
It's just exponential, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it take a lot of repetition, a lot of not giving up. All right. A lot of that is everything that they need to be successful. They just misguided. Misguided. That's it. That's what I'm gonna say about that.
Right on.
Hey,
Beach, what
Millen,
you
I
got?
like it. I like it.
These kids, this generation is like being at Chucky Cheese for way too long. It's all fun and games in the beginning. We singing happy birthday, doing the Chucky dance. And then about an hour in, you like, it's time to go. Like, I love it, but it's time to go. It's a lot going on. It's screaming, it's yelling, it's people running around, kids getting lost. But because they're in the four walls of Chuck E. Cheese, it's okay because it's confined. So they are like being at Chuck E. Cheese for way too long.
I think that's gonna be the title of this video. These kids are Chuck E. Cheese. Like that, I gotta work that in somehow.
No, like I thought about that. I'm like, how can I describe what this group is like? Because it's almost been a decade that I've been doing this. And my first group compared to this group, it is night and day. Like those kids was like a sunshine. Like they were super bright. They were going in this direction and they found their spot. These people, ain't no sun. I don't know how to say ain't no sun. And not because they're not bright. It's just because, like you said, they're misguided. Like they don't get what they could be.
Right. That's the frustrating part.
Without a doubt. Mr. Brown, this generation of kid is like.
All right, I'm gonna tell you how I say it to the kids. I'm gonna say how I say it with my colleagues. With the kids, I tell them all the time, y'all so dumb smart. They do dumb things smartly. It's like, so you telling me you and your class have figured out how to essentially fabricate a story to a point where your history teacher last year quit. But y'all can't write a short answer question? Y'all had to intertwine multiple lies to get a man to feel like I might lose my career, not because it's true, because these kids have done enough to where admin is looking at me like this happened. You know what? I'm out. Y'all can coordinate that, but you can't answer. In this year, this person did these things. What did it do moving forward? You can't answer that question, but you can a lot. So they dumb smart. What I like to say with my colleague, my mentor, we sat down and literally we were having a PLC I do additional PLCs with my mentor because she's a master teacher and I'm trying to be that, so I'm doing the work. But we happen to be as a department, and we were sitting there and we were just venting. And as history teachers, we want to know why. And so we was like, what is it with these kids? And we were swapping stories. I said, y'all, this is what they are. They're willfully ignorant. And as a lifelong learner, which most teachers are, that is what frustrates us the most about these kids. It's not that they don't know. And it's not even that they might have challenges in getting it. And they're kids, so we understand there might be a little bit of give up if it's hard. The issue is with everything, with a lot of information just being Googleable. They don't want to know. They're willfully.
Hold up. Did he say Googleable?
Googleable.
Bro,
that's a word in Mr. Brown's class. I'm gonna bring the post to season 2. Don't ask me if it's Googleable.
Yes.
Man, what was the word of the day? Raymond, what was your word? Misguided intelligence.
Misguided intelligence.
We got 2 words of the day today. Googleable. Okay.
Googleable, baby. Get yours going. All right. Got a girl on my computer to say GTS. Google that stuff. All right. Don't ask me this. This is a history class. I'm here for the conceptual questions, the things you can't answer by going and looking. I'm here to tell you, when I ask you how women's rights have changed from the beginning of time to now, you probably can't Google that. You'll have to Google several different events. And if I ask you how we got here, but you should, from a societal thing. So this is the thing. This is why I teach history. I don't care that Columbus sailed in 1492. That's not what we're here for. What you need to know is by Columbus getting on that boat, he found another half of the world, part of which you live in. So it's kind of important. It isn't that I like Columbus. I actually, as a historian, don't like Columbus. He was a terrible person. But guess what? As a Black person here in America, I ain't here. If he don't find America, then we got to have triangular trade, all the kind of stuff, right? But he is the nexus for this. So he important for that reason. That's all I need you to be able to say. That's
All
it.
right, so then I got another part to this. Then, you know, as we say, you know, what this generation of kid is like, how do you change it or fix it? You know, like in a short answer, like how do you change or fix what this generation of kid is like?
You want to go first?
Question.
Go ahead, Beach.
Change or fix as a teacher or change or fix as a society?
As a teacher, what you see in the classroom, how do you change or fix what you see in the classroom?
Whoever has the answer to that is going to be the next millionaire.
It's $1 million question.
It's bruh, come on, y'all. Everything that y'all just said, I'm pretty sure the last generation said the same thing about us.
Mm.
That's how it. No, that's how it is. That's how it is, y'all. Y'all don't realize. Y'all gotta realize that. That's how it is. All you gotta do as a teacher is continue to plant these seeds, man, and wait for it to sprout. You don't see what's going on underground. Why the seed is in there? You don't see it. You do not see it. All right, that seed start to bud later on down the line. That's what y'all gotta realize. You're doing your part.
So you saying we
Continue to
are
do your
fixing it?
part? Yeah, heck yeah. What you mean?
Okay.
I know I'm planting seeds.
Oh,
I know,
yeah.
but
We can tell. We might get you a podium for your classroom.
the frustrating
So
thing
box.
is the frustrating thing is I don't get to see it bud when I want to. That's the problem. I want it to bud when I want to see it bud, but it don't work like that. All right, I'm gonna start a garden soon, very soon in the next year probably, and it's gonna be frustrating trying to, waiting for the seed to grow. But you gotta realize that's what the kids are. We just gotta do your part. Continue to get better, and you make people better by being around you. That's just what it is. You can't decide. You can't determine when they're gonna start that process though.
Yeah. I get that then. I guess I looked at it the wrong way because I was like, man, I do understand. Like Brown said, we understand they are kids, right? We get that.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I got a whole lot of PA kids, and do I have to give y'all a lesson of what PA is? Let me put this over here in the chat real quick. I need all the viewers to hold on real quick so I can make sure everybody in this conversation understand whenever I say PA. Okay? I got a whole lot of PA kids and a whole lot of PAPs, and PAPs is PA parents, and so I think this generation, because to me, the parents are better teachers than we can ever be to their own kid. To their own kid, I feel like they are far better teachers than what we are. Even if their parent deserts them, leaves them, that kid has learned a valuable lesson somewhere in there on what not to do as well. And I mean, sometimes learning what not to do is just as important on learning what to do. So I think the parents are just as, I think, more valuable of teachers than we are, So yeah, we do plant that seed, but I still think, man, this generation of kids, man, lazy but talented, bro. And our 2 words of the day. What? Tell these to me again, please.
Misguided intelligence.
And what was the other word?
Googleable.
Bro?
Googleable, baby.
Somebody.
Now, Raymond, I got a question about your seeds now. Who's watering your seeds when you're not?
Bro, it's the next up. It's who got next.
Hey, am I planting what you're planting?
Ooh.
Bro.
This is my thing with our kids, with the kids we have now, and it's the difference.
Look. Do people just hold up, AC? Do people just throw one seed? Do people just throw one seed in the ground and wait for it to bud? Or do they throw many?
We throw many seeds, but do you put one seed in one area? So each kid is essentially a piece of a garden, right? So in that piece, if you put too many seeds, they're gonna eat each other. So we got to give everything its own space. And this is the deal. This is the thing with our kids that, with the willing ignorance that bothers me. The thing is, you said it yourself with the misguidedness. They attach meaning and put effort into things that will never yield them profit. And profit isn't always money. Profit can be societal. It can be, like learning things. Like I'm sitting here, yes, I know how to get the square root of a lot of things. I know how to get the diameter of certain stuff, right? Great. I'm never going to use that in life, but guess what it does teach me? Problem solving. It also teaches me that you got to do stuff you don't like. I don't like math, but it actually was my best subject in high school because I had to try because it was the thing I'm bad at. It taught me that if I work at something, I can become good at it even if I'm bad. These lessons are being lost because these kids are coddled. That's why they're misguided. They're getting coddled at home. That coddling is still coming to the school. And we're in a situation where I'm in a high school and I can't fail a kid unless the kid does something outrageous.
Ooh, that you said something.
What does that teach them? Because if you don't go to work 2 days in a row,
that's another episode.
Go to work and not work, you don't have a job. But in school, no, it's okay. He's things going on in his life. Oh, you know, he's this, he's that. Cool. And I'm all here for the SEL. I believe in it. But there is a point where it's like, at this point, kid, you got to man up. I'm sorry.
Or woman up.
Sorry you broke your hand. Do something stupid. You need to learn to write with your left hand now. I'm not going to penalize you if it looks stupid. I understand it might take you a little longer to do the work. Your broken right hand doesn't mean you don't have to do homework for 6 weeks. That's not what that means. It means I'm to help you be successful, whether it's you need to come to my tutoring and you're going to orate your work to me or something, but it's not, oh, my hand broke, so I can't do no work.
Well, you know, y'all both,
these kids.
You both kind of said something that resonated with me when you said, you asked him, you said, who's watering the plant or the seed when he's not? I think that's really important because, you know, you watering this seed, you know, Mr. McMillan, and it's growing, right? It's underground is where the roots are getting planted, which, you know, by the time they get to middle school, you don't know what those roots look like, you know? And so you do your part, but if that seed is already tilted this way underground, all you can do is help that plant continue to grow, but you can't take that seed and replant it straight up so that it can grow this way. So I kind of think that is important, you know, I guess the lineage of teachers that your kids get. You know, I think that's something that we definitely may have to bring back and discuss in another episode, because if your kid has, let's say a tragic event happens, you know, let's say this kid, first grade, second grade, third grade, life is peachy for this kid, right? But fourth grade comes and a tragic event happens. I think that teacher is going to be far more important than what years 1, 2, and 3 were, because you find out who you are in those times. And like Mr. Brown said, you know, hey, I'm sorry that your dad had to go to jail, but that don't mean you don't have to come to school and do something, you know, in the absence of your father. Like, I think we do come up with a lot of ways to coddle them, and we are forced to not be honest with them and say, look, you know, hey, I heard what happened, but you still got an essay due Friday. You know, you better figure something out, you know, because as adults, they're going to have to deal with some of the same issues, just, you know, magnified a little bit because they're adults. So I think we have to start being more honest with the kids. I think that's the best way to solve this generation of kids is just being perfectly honest. I think the momphia has been one of the biggest bullies that we do not discuss. We talk about LTGBQ, whatever, I don't know the rest of their letters or whatever. We talk about them, you know, we talk about Black Twitter. We talk about all of these, you know, these things, but we don't discuss how much the momphia has changed things, especially in education.
The momphia.
The momphia.
Mafia moms.
And it's not just, you know, the moms, like the stay-at-home moms or anything like that. It's that group of parents who feel their kid is entitled to something when they're actually not. You know, if we're trying to keep it equal, you know, keep it a buck, we give them these privileges. Because I mean, I can tell you some instances in my first year where I had this kid, and he was a very bright kid, and I have no doubt he's probably gonna watch one of these episodes. A few of my babies reached out to me the other day, actually, after seeing the video. But he was so used to getting A's in all his classes. He had all women teachers, which is nothing to me, but I'm thinking maybe that's what the difference might have been. I was his first guy teacher, and he came out with, I think, like an 88 or something, you know. And of course, yeah, I can give you some extra credit or whatever to give you those 2 points. But I had no idea that his mom only accepts A's coming home for him. And I was like, well, that has nothing to do with me. This is what he got. You know, I sent all the assignments home. So Kanye shrug on that. But The fact that she felt she could bully me into giving him A's is just an example of that mom fear. But we got to get out of here really quick. But I want to tell everybody, watch it. Make sure you send your emails of your most embarrassing moments if you are a teacher to WeJustMightGetFired@gmail.com. Beecham, thank you for hopping on here with us. We hope you'll come back and see us in season 2. This is the last episode of season 1, so make sure you binge watch all that we posted. Mr. McMillan, Mr. Brown, I appreciate y'all, and we are adios.